Welcome back. We are continuing with the two powerful stories of survival from southern Sudan. We have left off where Salva was fleeing from war and Nya was spending hours walking to collect water for her family. Let's begin with Salva's story. At this point in the novel, he has just experienced something heartbreaking. His uncle Juwire, the person who protected him and guided him through the desert, has been killed by armed men. In a single moment, Salva loses the last member of his family who was with him. After his uncle's death, Salva's position in the group changes immediately. Before, he was protected because he traveled with a strong leader. But now the others begin seeing him as just another hungry child, slowing them down. They stop sharing food willingly, and Salva often has to beg for scraps. Along with his grief, he now faces loneliness and rejection from the people around him. But instead of giving up, something changes inside Salva. All the pain and cruelty he experiences begin making him stronger. He realizes there is nobody left to depend on except himself. Deep inside, he becomes determined to survive no matter what happens. Now the story shifts forward to Naya's village in 2008. While Salva is struggling to survive war, Naya's community is fighting against a different problem, the lack of clean water. Imagine spending every single day walking for hours just to collect muddy, unsafe water. That is Naya's normal life. So when strangers suddenly arrive in the village and point to a random spot in the dry ground, many people feel confused and doubtful. The earth looks hard and empty. It seems impossible that water could exist beneath it. Soon, the villagers discover what the strangers were planning. A huge drilling machine arrives on a truck. The villagers call it the Iron Giraffe because of its tall shape and loud noises. For the people in the village, the machine feels strange and exciting at the same time. It also brings something they have not felt in a long time: hope. What makes this moment powerful is that the entire community works together. The men clear the land and watch for dangerous snakes and scorpions. The women gather rocks and break them into gravel while carrying babies on their backs. Everyone helps, even though nobody knows for certain if the drilling will succeed. Back in Salva's story, he finally reaches the Itang refugee camp in Ethiopia. After everything he has survived, he is finally safe from the immediate danger of war. But emotionally, he still feels completely alone. The refugee camp is enormous, filled with thousands and thousands of people living in tents. Salva has never seen so many people before in his life. Yet somehow, standing in the middle of this huge crowd makes him feel even lonelier. Still, Salva holds on to one small piece of hope. Before his uncle died, he told Salva that nobody knew for sure what happened to his family. Maybe they survived. Maybe they were somewhere in the camp. That tiny possibility becomes the thing that keeps Salva going. Every day, he carefully studies the faces around him, hoping to recognize someone. Then one day, Salva notices a woman wearing an orange headscarf. She is tall, just like his mother. His heart begins racing as he pushes through the crowd toward her, believing for one brief moment that he may finally have found his family. But just before he reaches her, reality hits him. He remembers that his village was attacked and burned. Very few people escaped. In that painful moment, Salva realizes the woman cannot be his mother. The hope he had been holding onto suddenly disappears, and he understands how truly alone he is. So how does Salva continue after losing almost everything? He remembers the lesson Uncle Juir taught him in the desert. Do not think about the entire journey at once. Just focus on one step, one day, one small goal at a time. That lesson becomes the reason Salva keeps moving forward. Years pass, and by 1991, Salva is nearly 17 years old. Life in the refugee camp has become his normal routine. After so much chaos, he has finally found some stability. But suddenly, everything changes again. Political violence breaks out in Ethiopia, and the new government orders all the refugees to leave immediately. Soldiers storm into the camp, firing guns and forcing thousands of terrified people to run for their lives. Chaos spreads everywhere. Families are separated. People scream in panic, and huge crowds rush together trying to escape. Salva is swept up in the mass of refugees as they flee from the soldiers. At this point, both stories become connected again through the idea of water. For Naya's village, water represents hope and a better future. But for Salva, water is about to become another deadly obstacle. In Naya's village, people work together happily as they prepare for the possibility of finding clean water nearby. But at the exact same time, Salva hears only gunfire and shouting as thousands of refugees are driven toward the dangerous Gilo River. The refugees are forced to cross the river during the rainy season when the water is deep, fast, and extremely dangerous. And as if that were not terrifying enough, the river is also filled with crocodiles. After everything Salva has already survived, another deadly challenge now waits for him at the river's edge. We will explore more of their journey in chapter 13 and 14. I hope to see you there.
If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.